Welcome back. So we want to tread in some water we have before right now, and it's about our wildlife. We've talked about that statewide effort to try to convince anglers to phase out lead fishing tackle, which can poison and kill loons, swans, and other birds. But responsible fishing goes far beyond what you put on your line. And tonight, Kent has two examples as to why.
Nature walks are a summer staple for Leah Vandenbroeke and her kids, and they've seen enough herons around Lake Minnetonka's Halsted Bay to know that there was something off about the one they spotted.
What was wrong with the bird?
A few days ago.
Did you see him trying to get up on the log, Lachlan?
Yeah.
After realizing the bird was caught on fishing line from abandoned bobbers and lures in the area,
It was kind of wrapped around him.
they put out a call on Facebook, and a neighbor came to the rescue.
And the bird was so weak that it didn't put up any kind of a fight, and he was able to untangle, and you could see how much fishing line had been wound around his feet and his wings, and it went up around his neck. Got him out of the water, and even when we stood him up, he toppled completely forward. He couldn't even stand on his 2 feet.
I understand the wish and the need to help.
Still, as senior veterinarian for the Wildlife Rehabilitation Center, Dr. Agnes Hutchinson wouldn't exactly advise this approach.
Going out there to rescue a heron, that's
dangerous.
Yeah, I mean, we take very special precaution when we treat these animals because they can be quite high stress and feisty. Never approach a heron or a loon without goggles, protective eyewear, because they can really injure you.
Then again, she points out the odds are much greater that our fishing line, tackle, and hooks injure them.
We do see these cases quite commonly, geese and herons and also songbirds.
This is an x-ray of a loon that came into them in distress with fishing line hanging out of its beak.
We then located the 2 fish hooks in the esophagus. We can also see parts of fish hooks further down in the actual stomach.
How common is it to not just see one fish hook, but multiple fish hooks?
Yeah, this is really interesting with this case because the first hook is attached to the second hook. They were connected with a line. I haven't seen that before.
Somehow, the medical team was still able to successfully fish the hooks out through the esophagus, but the loon was never able to recover from surgery.
Full anesthesia and this procedure on a patient that's already emaciated is very hard.
Everyone we spoke to told me they know lost hooks and severed lines are unavoidable in some cases while fishing, but the goal in sharing this story is to tackle the avoidable instances. And there's one right here on this pier. Check this out. Several feet of fishing line that's simply sitting here tangled everywhere.
Everybody likes to fish, but we're sharing our environment with these wild animals, and I think we need to do a better job of taking care of our wildlife.
I think it's just good for people to be more aware.
And fortunately, in Leah's case, that awareness has a happy ending.
We left him out on the deck overnight, hoping he would dry off. And the next morning, he was fully dry, his feathers were back to normal, and he was walking around in the backyard. He ended up just flying away, and he was completely back to normal. It was amazing.
Oh, those herons are so beautiful, and it bears repeating. You shouldn't approach a bird in distress without eye protection. I totally get what that gentleman did, though. That was a heroic act. Leah says they did reach out to a rehab center prior to the rescue, but they didn't have anyone to get to until after they already did it. So lots to learn in that. And please pick up after you're fishing. We are sharing this space with wildlife, too.